Hello everyone, my name is Saeed Alam Chaudhary and I am student of MSc International Business with Advanced Research in University of Hertfordshire with student ID 200617754. Today I am going to present my topic of research for final presentation, which is a requirement to complete my degree. The title of my topic is The Impact of Employee Engagement on Organizational Productivity. Before moving to the introduction, I'm completely agree with all these statements written in this slide. I'm not gonna read every statement because it's a time consuming, but I'm taking everything. So moving on to the background of my project. So employee engagement means employees' dedication and involvement in the company, uh, which is crucial for the success of an organization in the highly competitive 21st century. Job satisfaction and treatment in the workplace play an important role in employee engagement. So, those employees who feel connected to co-workers, with their supervisors, their organizational high-rank employees, so they obviously positively affect the organizational growth. That's why this research aims to analyze the role of employee engagement on organizational productivity by looking into the research question, which is um, how does employee engagement affect organizational productivity, and with having some objectives of the research as well, like factors affecting employee engagement, employee engagement on employee performance, employee engagement on organizational productivity, the link between employees engagement, performance, and productivity, and link between organizational productivity and employee engagement. So, if I talk about the methodological choices, so I could have used the quantitative methodology for the current study, but this was time consuming. It required finances as well, and the data could produce biased results. So I prefer to look for qualitative methodology. And in secondary data, textual analysis proved to be the best option for current study as huge data was available on selected variables. So the process requires less time as compared to primary data collection techniques, and it can provide wide range of supporting arguments. So this was the process I followed throughout this the research roadmap. First of all, to start the research, I had selected a topic and submitted that for approval. When the topic got approval, then I prepared a proposal on that topic, and then I submitted the proposal. I also submitted the ethical forms as well. So after getting approval of proposal to continue the research, I thorough I try to make the thorough literature review to build the base of my study, to understand and review the existing data on selecting variables. And as I follow the qualitative methodology, so the literature also help to analyze the arguments that support research variables and the importance of relationship between the proposed variables. So this review also helped the study run actual analysis to answer the research objectives. And in last, the textual analysis was conducted to generate the research codes and themes, and the themes are combined to answer the research objectives. And at the last, the conclusion is drawn from the debate that was done in this research, and some recommendations was also made for the future study. So if I talk about my data, like my validation of my data, So this study by Wu and Wu in 2019, it shows that employees' engagement and behavior are significantly impacted by emotional labels, both in a positive and negative way. So negative emotional display by bosses can result in emotional tiredness and surface acting, whereas the positive emotional expressions can increase workers' work involvement. So the result shows the link between emotional states, engagement, and creative behavior in organizational context. So the next, the validation of data set to it obviously has the four different perspective on employee engagement. It was examined and as as aligned roles as the antithesis of burnout, as a condition of positive vigor, and as a marketing driven multi-dimensional construct. So the dynamic and complex effect of engagement on people, their roles, and their relationship with organizational and customer contexts are highlighted by this growing discourse. And the next validation of dataset 3, it was done in 2022, and the text that is provided here shows the connection between work engagement and a number of factors like health literacy, sleep quality, family life, occupation, job satisfaction. So, important effects of health literacy on various parameters are revealed by this study. So, which shows that, which suggests that a greater health literacy is related to better work engagement, sleep quality, physical worry, family life, and job satisfaction. So, this analysis of different factors may be improved with more discussion of how these findings might be applied to workforce management in general and possible remedies. So, the next validation of set 4, it shows that the complex interaction between leadership, satisfaction, employee engagement, loyalty, and the retention are clarified by this study. So, by examining the direct relationship between leadership, satisfaction, and engagement, loyalty, and retention, it advances previous studies. The results supports previous studies findings that leadership satisfaction has a favorable impact on these outcomes. These analyses help you clarify the complex relationship between leadership engagement and employee outcomes. So, validation of dataset 5 shows that negative traits in a workplace like harassment and bullying leads to toxic workplace, which adversely impact the relationship between an organization and its employees. So while the employer's engagement in organizational decision lead to motivation and commitment, which resulted in form of employees' dedication and organizational development. So the data set 6 that this study was conducted uh, by Uddin et al. In 2018, and the key findings of this study will show you that improving employee engagement have a favorable effect on um, team productivity within organizations, and the association between employee engagement and team performance was found to be mediated by organizational commitment and citizenship behavior. So the next study was done by Yutin and Yosefa in 2019, and their outcomes from this study was that this study looks into the connection between employee performance, work ethics, leadership style, and motivation. It shows that increase in compensation and incentives sometimes result in effective motivation, but not in all cases, but some cases, and which has a direct impact on employee performance. However, conclusion of the study does not agree with several earlier studies on the beneficial effect of motivation and leadership style on performance. So overall, the study highlight the necessity of organizations to address these aspects to increase productivity, and it shows the importance of leadership style, motivation, and work discipline for increasing employee performance. So next, validation of data set 8. This study was conducted in 2021, and it is clear from this study that how much role employee engagement play on employee performance, and the finding highlights that encouraging high level of engagement has a more important impact, more effective impact on performance than work satisfaction. This study offers actual proof that a motivated and engaged workforce leads to better performance results. So the significant part that employees engagement play in increasing overall organization success. The next set, this study was conducted in 2020 by Fidya and Satyavati, and this study is being held in having a close relationship between the organizational culture, employee engagement, job satisfaction, and employee performance. The study shows that there's a favorable impact on job satisfaction due to strong employee engagement, and the result to improve employee performance, which is supported by actual data. So the data set 10, this study was conducted in 2018, and the regression analysis is used in this study to check the relationship between the variables, and the results shows that employee engagement and participation significantly improve the organizational performance. According to the correlation analysis and regression model, a 1 unit increase in standardized employee participation corresponds to a 0.448 unit improvement in standardized organizational performance. So the strong relationship between employee engagement and organizational performance is further supported by positive correlation, and significant F-test was conducted in this study. So data set 11, it is conducted in 2020, and it is the key finding of this study is to investigate the relationship between employee engagement and organizational performance in the manufacturing industry using a sample size of more than 200 participants. This study used 6 C's parameters like clarity, confidence, convey, connect, credibility, and career, and questionnaire-based methodology. So through these measures, the study shows, like the results of the study was that employee engagement affects organizational success. However, some limitations like a small sample size, lack of contextual details, and self-report bias should be considered when concluding the result. So the study shows the importance of addressing the 6 C's uh, to increase effective employee engagement and organizational performance. So the 12th set of the validation of data. This source was produced by the year of 2018, and uh, finding of this study discovers the deficit of multi-level analysis in human resource management research. It uses a 2-1-2 mediation model to examine the relationship between high performance work practices and organizational performance through job satisfaction and work engagement. So the results show a direct positive relation between high performance work practices and job satisfaction as well as work engagement, which supports the impact of comprehensive human resource management practices on positive employee attitude. Notable thing is that job satisfaction mediated the relationship between high performance work practice and patient satisfaction, highlighting the complex connection between employee and patient experiences. So the second last study was conducted in 2020 by Ahmed et al. And the study takes a two-stage approach to assess the impact of um, employee engagement on organizational performance. The first stage establishes measurement model validity, and second stage use the bootstrapping to test hypothesis and mediation effect. Results shows satisfactory, convergent, and discriminate validity. So the structure model demonstrate positive and uh, significant impact of employee engagement on knowledge sharing and organizational performance. So the overall, the study highlights the positive influence of employee engagement on organizational success through knowledge sharing and provides empirical support for these relationships. And the last one, the last set of this validation of my data, this study was conducted in 2022, and the findings of the study investigates uh, like the purpose of the study was to investigate the connection between organizational productivity, goal setting, performance evaluation, and employee participation. So the employee involvement is considered as a way to increase their productivity through taking part by them in decision making. And the study also discovers that organizations can achieve their goal by taking steps like encourage on the job creativity and performance appraisals. So this is the analysis slide, table 1, which is focusing on the first objective, that was factors affecting employee engagement. So number of studies were conducted related to this to show the uh, approval of this factor, and the study has some of the factors considered as well, like emotional factor, physical factor, and the organizational factor. And the links of uh, all the quotations are also mentioned here, and the reference was like how this study supports this objective was also mentioned under the reference in objectives. So the second objective, that was employee engagement on employee performance. This study also has some various factors like dedicated employees, improved performance, and the job satisfaction. So if you can see the quotations with referencing, like to check obviously for the supervisors, it's available here, and it's also how relevant this study to the objective is also mentioned in this relevant to the objective. And the third one is the role of employee engagement on organizational productivity. And it's obviously it has a couple of themes as well, like regression results and the opportunities to progress. And the thing that I considered the most relevant was the study by uh, by the Nijongi in 2018, which is the most, I think this is the most relevant to my objective, because the statistical analysis of this study supports the employee engagement, which obviously has an impact on the organizational productivity. So the fourth objective, that was analyzing link between employee engagement and performance and productivity. So a couple of themes are also considered, like job satisfaction and motivation, and the competitive positioning. And quotations are also mentioned here for the references, and thus relevant to the specific part of this study was also relevant to the obviously the study was huge, but the smaller part that was linked with the objective is mentioned here. So the next table analysis, slide table 5, that is exploring the link between organizational productivity and employee engagement. It's also have some themes here and references, and also the relevant data to the objective as well. So if I talk about the answers of the research objectives, so the table 1 provides the following factors following factors positively impact the employee engagement, which are like leadership, goal setting, and the health literacy. While the table 2 is also provided the uh, um provides data with the which indicates the toxic workplace uh, employee commitment, and the increase in engagement by the employees uh, through the level of like on the different level. So the third table is also shown the sports that comprehensive human resource practices which have positive attitude among the employees. And the fourth one is also show the link between employee engagement, performance, and productivity. So the fifth table has also some references which shows the impact of employee engagement on organizational productivity, and the main thing in this is the six C's which are mentioned in the study earlier, and there was a link between the employee engagement on organizational productivity by these six C's. So it is concluded in this research that the relationship between employee engagement, performance, and organizational productivity is complex and multifaceted, and the collective findings from the study highlights the important role that is employee engagement plays in shaping organizational outcomes, and a number of factors like emotional labor, leadership, and workplace toxicity also affect the employee engagement. And a positive approach to these factors help the employees to increase their loyalty, having job satisfaction, and putting more committed efforts for the organizational. So the organizational productivity is also increased by employees' innovative ideas and high competency. So some of the recommendations by the study are here for the future study, that a complete strategy to employees engagement is increasingly being adopted in organization, and it includes a number of efforts like developing engagement and improving employees performance, and a combined effort is required at all levels to achieve the reward of employee engagement, including integrating engagement and employee satisfaction. Management should place a higher priority on employee engagement through knowledge sharing strategies, compensation strategies, ask them to take in part in decision making, group participation, and considering as research shows the engagement has a greater impact on organizational performance. So the institutions should focus on the method to increase employee engagement in order to increase organizational productivity. So if we talk about the future of this study, so the study can integrate qualitative and quantitative data to provide a more thorough knowledge at the relationship between engagement and productivity. Secondly, in future, a competitive analysis could be conducted across various organizations to identify variations in the influence of employee engagement on productivity. Plus, instead of just focusing on the secondary data, in future research, it can use in-depth interviews or surveys to investigate how employees engagement and its effect on different organizational levels. So, at last, future research can add external factors to examine employee engagement and productivity, like including as changes in the economy, disruptions in certain industries, or technology breakthroughs. Um, this, if I talk about the reflection of this study, how it reflects my knowledge, my confidence building, and my development. So while completing the project, uh, obviously, it was an eye-opener experience that lasted several months. Initially, I was excited, like about looking into this topic because employee engagement has always got my interest due to its ability to improve organization. As the investigation developed, I felt a mixture of excitement, irritation when going through complex theories, and satisfaction when insight in both literature and data. So the project discovers the importance of careful planning and excellent time management. Finally, while completing the project, uh, it was a wonderful experience that increased my knowledge, improved my abilities, and built my confidence. As I progress, I am exciting to use these ideas in actual context uh, to create the environment uh, uh, that prioritize the both employees' well-being and organizational success. So there are all the references mentioned here with the Harvard referencing, and it was all here to verification by the supervisors for the university. And this was the secondary declaration form, which was required to attach with the approval by the supervisor, and it also has the signature by myself and the like all the details of myself in this one. And at last, I am thankful to all the uh, teachers, all the AEB instructors, the module leader, and especially my supervisor, uh, which really helped. Like all these people really helped me to complete this project, and I'm very thankful to the University of Hertfordshire to give me opportunity to do the study with them, and I am grateful to each and every person who was with me through this not only the research but also in the coursework as well. Thank you very much.